Hey, good morning everybody. BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Headed down to Target. Headed myself down to Target to grab some oatmeal, believe it or not. I ran out of my breakfast cereal. Y'all know how much of a stickler I am for my breakfast and just my meals in general. Hopefully Target takes EBT, but I've never tried to purchase food from Target, but I'd imagine they would. I don't know why they wouldn't, but don't want to spend too much money. Also got to get a little lotion, maybe some deodorant, depending on how the price is on that stuff. I don't really have a whole lot to spend, maybe about $50 of my own money that I can use, period. So I gotta keep it real frugal, I guess is what the word would be. But yeah, I feel okay. I woke up this morning, had some dietary issues. You know, I tell y'all about stuff that I go through, give y'all too much information, but it was more of the bad this morning. But I feel good, which is common for the circumstance. Today, of course, 11 o'clock, got the therapy session, the actual therapy session with the lady. Hopefully I can get everything I need to get back to the room before that. If not, then we'll be doing it on the way home. And I gotta make sure my battery ain't dead by then. But it's only an 18-minute walk, 18 minutes back, so that's nothing. I'll be back there before then, hopefully, to charge the phone. But did pretty good this morning. Woke up, of course, I did my video on Kai Jones. I wanted to speak on that, send some positive energy and show some concern, because that's a young player whose career is ahead of him, and I don't want to see him go down the wayside to no drugs or anybody's perception of him being wrong and them thinking he's on drugs, and maybe that's not the case. Whatever the case, sending good energy to him from there. Drafted a basketball team early this morning. You know how I do. I always find time to do my little fun things I like to do, my little hobbies, and drafting fantasy basketball and football teams is one of my favorite things to do on the planet, believe it or not. I'd draft all day if I could. I'm just weird like that, and I've done it before too. Last year I think I drafted over probably like 70 teams. Now, did I keep up with all of those teams? No, but I drafted all of them. That's the point. I like putting together the teams, and I'm weird because I know I could do mock drafts, but weird in the sense that if I'm not doing it for a reason and I really like the team that I end up drafting and I can't use it throughout the year, it haunts me. It really does. Like, damn, I remember I had such and such, but it wasn't a real team. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm just weird like that. But yeah, man, as far as me doing the ride share thing, well, you know, to be honest with you, I didn't psych myself into slowing down that process, as you can clearly see. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing other than the fact that I just don't want an open-ended process where I'm just driving to be driving for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Because I don't see no end to it. That's my problem. I don't want to start something I can't see an end to. And that is tainted thinking, especially given the circumstances. But I tell you, I deal with my mental health, and this is definitely something that my mental health is being affected by. And I look forward to telling the psychiatrist about it, as I'm telling you now. That I need to work. And just like always, some stupid thought in my head that's really strong against what it is my consciousness otherwise wants it to be. And I just struggle, and there's no excuse, and people can get mad at me, and I can get mad at myself, and all that's gonna do is make me continue to struggle. It doesn't help. So I'm just learning how to be okay with the fact that I struggle, man. I'm sick, been sick, but hope to not stay sick. So, you know, that's what it is. But yeah, for the time being, while the Lord allows me to do other things, I do those. Keep these channels, all the content I can. I got a playlist that I'm working on right now. Of course, the music has to load onto it. You know, we wait on Apple Music to cooperate, for which it does not like to do. So I only have one more song on my list to add to this thing. And of course, it's giving me hell to add that one single song. So I can't sit around and just look at the screen. I got to keep it pushing. But that playlist is already assembled. All I got to do is arrange it after that song is added. And it looks like it's going to be another good one. It looks like it's going to be rather smooth, R&B-ish. A little bit like the one I made last week that I love so much. So we're just in a good space as far as a good amount of music is coming out that I'm enjoying, and I'm able to do something with it. And that ultimately makes me pretty dang happy. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. It's not too hot yet, but you can tell it's going to be a hot day. I wore a sweater, probably shouldn't. That sort of thing. But you know, just giving y'all an update on what's going on with me. I'm struggling my head off with my mind, man. I'm tired of struggling, and I'm tired of not having the right stuff in my head as it pertains to what I need to do. I was talking to my boy Tendai last night. He was like, well, you know, you got to go on DPSS and look up the different programs that they have, and then see who's connected to who. Sometimes the same people you can get your phone from, you can also get other connections like housing, food, stuff. Maybe they have something that would maybe help you, bring your credit up or whatever the case may be. So just look for different blended programs that are sponsored by big companies, possibly like a Nike or something or whatever. So that was a fantastic idea, and those are the ideas that I don't have in my head. Somebody on this level dealing with these particular circumstances, one would think that I would know that what I need to do, but to be honest with you, I don't think like that. I don't think like somebody who knows how to find resources when they're broke as hell. I've never been in a position where I would otherwise need to, and that's not a strength of mine, just looking up random stuff. It really ain't. So just my weaknesses are ultimately what needs to be strengthened in the moment, and I'm doing a lot of praying, and hopefully God will hear them prayers and give me what I need, or turn toward me what it is that's best. So yeah, man, I still got the money to do the ride share. That's the bottom line. Whenever I decide to get it done, the money's in place, but I just can't wait too long because I obviously need to be earning. But I'm telling y'all, man, this part of my body, mind, or whatever you call it, whatever this is, it is something I haven't figured out yet, man. I'm not gonna even pretend like I got this under control. And I ain't never heard nobody who has this problem, man. Not a single soul in the world I've ever heard had this problem. But I guess I'm unique in that way. I'm a unique person in a lot of ways. So for all the stuff that I do that doesn't make any money, that should be making money, that is one of the most frustrating things in the world. When you believe yourself to be good at something or great at something, but the thoughts in your head that make you promote what it is that you do don't actually manifest. You're like, okay, well, let me just keep being dope in the dark. People don't know I'm here, but I'm damn good at just about everything I'm trying to do creatively. So we'll see what happens with me, man. I'm not too thrilled with myself, but at the same time, I know what doesn't work. And being angry at myself, as I already said, and holding myself to a standard that I'm ultimately not meeting only further drives me into negativity, and that's not what needs to be dealt with. So why don't you just do what you need to do? Like, man, if I had the answer to that, I would have done it already and been in a better position. But at the end of the day, when you got these type of issues, you just live, man. You just take one day at a time. You pray every day, and you ask the Lord to make you as useful as He can make you while you struggle with the stuff that needs to be done. And that's what I'm doing. So, constantly worrying about little stuff, big stuff, everything. And then the stuff that's in my head, things that I see, I just share with y'all. A lot of the stuff that's in place of the stuff that needs to be there is stuff that is really useful, which is very ironic to me. Substance that I don't see nowhere else on the internet. I'm providing myself to you. And it's one of those situations where it's like, I know that's a gift. Just like I'm depraved to certain things that are simple, I've been given something very, very complex. And so I just trust the Lord will see the fruit in keeping my life going because of it. It's one of those situations where it's like, I don't know. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know that I'm making the Lord unhappy with my struggles in not getting a job, helping myself and things of that nature. I don't feel like He's angry at me. I feel like He's pleased with me. I'm not pleased with me because I want to maneuver in the world better. Do you understand what that means to me? Like, as I speak this way, I'm telling y'all exactly how I feel. When I pray about what I'm doing, the Lord is always telling me to be at ease. You're fine. You're moving in the direction you want to go. You're on schedule. You're doing what I put you here to do. That's the only energy I ever get. If I went with that energy the way that I'm supposed to, I would never challenge myself to do even the smallest thing. Because I'm always giving myself passes. I always feel like the Spirit is, quote unquote, giving me passes. And it's like, when I get to the end of my life, if I find that all the Lord wanted me to do was everything I did, I would not be surprised, because that's exactly what the Spirit has been telling me. It's exactly what it's been telling me. It's the world, and it's myself, and it's the needs of what it is that ultimately keeps a person alive, that makes me feel like I'm doing the wrong thing as it pertains to not working, laying down in the daytime, creating whenever I feel like creating, turning on the camera at 3 a.m, talking about the people behind the curtain and AMC and holding these shares and over leveraging money that's been granted to me to do other things. The Lord ain't told me that I've done anything wrong. That's the part that is really, really confusing. That's confusing as hell to me. As a person who knows what works and what doesn't, who knows right from wrong, the Spirit will always let me know when I've done wrong, except for when it comes to doing things that I need to do to keep my life going. It's almost as if nothing's wrong at all. It's almost as if this is what the Lord wanted any damn way. And it's like the world is about to change, and suddenly, well, everything I did is going to age well, and everything everybody else is doing is not. All the money that they're earning ain't going to be worth a damn, and the fact that I don't have any ain't going to matter. It's like weird stuff. It's like a weird energy that comes about moving the way that I'm moving and praying about it and not getting the energy ultimately that you expect to get. Excuse me, fellas. Excuse me. But that's really one of those situations where, you know, you just have to trust that there's a balance there. You got to trust that not only is your spirit in play, but also your mental health giving you passes. And that the Lord will not always tell you what you need to do, because sometimes telling you what you need to do ultimately doesn't give him what he needs from you. You know what I mean? Maybe it's meant for you not to understand so that certain other things can manifest from your lack of understanding. And so I never know how the Lord works. He just gives me the notion that he works in some very unorthodox ways. And as it pertains to this particular life, with this particular person, this particular body, he does tell me when he's unhappy with me. But some of the stuff that I think the world would be unhappy with me with, he doesn't say anything about. And that's something I want y'all to understand very deeply as you listen and watch me go through what I go through. When I tell y'all I don't want to go to work, the Lord ain't told me one time you need to hurry and go to work. Not one time. He told me what I need to stop doing too. Certain things, sexual stuff, you need to stop doing. Certain things, you're playing with God, you playing around like I'm not going to get you for certain things, you need to stop doing. Not being closer to my family encourages me to try to use my brain to create more of a temperament for certain things that I don't have patience for, but I never go against what feels right as it pertains to creativity. I never go against what feels right as it pertains to turning on this camera, talking to y'all. I never go against what feels right as it pertains to doing these playlists. And every time I do these playlists, particularly the playlists, I feel like the Spirit of God is helping me do it. Even if I know I should be at work when I'm doing it, even if I know I should probably be trying to look for jobs at Target and all that, the Lord ain't never told me one time, yo, you need to be looking for a job at Target. You need to be making money. He ain't said that one time to my spirit, not once, y'all. I'm telling y'all. It's almost like everything that I do unorthodox as it pertains to ignoring money. It's like God is with it. So I don't know what that means other than to say I'm confused by it and uncomfortable about it. Very uncomfortable about it. Because I just feel like this puts a strain on other people to help me. It puts a strain on my uncle, puts a strain on myself, puts a strain on everybody who would otherwise care about me. My boy T, it puts a strain on these people when I don't have my life together. But I'm telling y'all, as it pertains to this life, if I didn't know any better, I'd say I'm exactly on time and doing exactly what he wants me to do. So pray for that, for not only myself, but everybody who goes through the confusion of what it is they're supposed to do in life, or what it is that ultimately the world wants them to do versus the Spirit of whom I trust, who I'm learning to trust even more so. And as I do, he just compels me to keep going in positivity and keep on creating and don't worry about no damn money as the money situations continue to pile on my head. So it's like, if Moash comes in, it all makes sense. If this thing squeezed today, it'll all make sense. And it's like I never needed to work at all. All I needed to do was what it was I was doing, because the money was going to be there when I needed it eventually, but it ain't squoze. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So it's like, when you walk into faith and you know you got mental health concerns, on top of that, and you're a creative person, and you know what you do otherwise can make you millions of dollars, but you don't know how to do that, put yourself in a position to do all that, this is who I am. It's exactly who I am. That's the nutshell, the BDF 44 and BDF other things that I do. That's the spirit of it. And so, if anything I do ultimately becomes timeless, or anything I do that ultimately stands the test of time in any way, you'll know what I was feeling because I told you now. Anyway, it's time for me to go on in. This didn't take as long as I thought. They said it was an 18-minute walk. It was only 14. Go in there, get what I need, come back and reconnect with you guys. BDF 44.